guys, welcome back. Today we will be making a bakery style milk bread that you are gonna love.
So we have a small saucepan. Pour in our water, flour, so make sure your flour clumps are all gone. Keep stirring it until it hits 65 degrees Celsius or until it becomes like a smooth paste. So when it's about 65, you can turn it off and it should look something like this. And then while we're stirring it, I like to put a pinch of the sugar, maybe 2 pinches. And we will use that to activate our yeast. So pour in your yeast. Another way is I always like to dip my finger into the milk and test if it's warm enough. If it's too hot for my finger, it might be too hot for the yeast. So let's mix our yeast in. So after we do that, we're gonna cover the lid and let it activate for 5 minutes or so. It will become really bubbly and you will know when it's done. So just keep an eye on it. So I'll see you in a little bit. So it's been about 5 minutes or so and my yeast turned like this. So you see how it's thick here? I first like to mix it in. So now the first ingredient we're going to add is our bread flour. Optional dry milk powder. You can totally ignore this if you don't have it. But adding it will make it taste a lot better though. And then our sugar and salt. We're going to hold off on this until the dough has become a dough ball. So add this later. Remember this bad boy that took us 15 minutes to make? So pour it in. I like to scrape everything. Use every little bit because we spent effort making this, okay? I'm using a dough hook attachment. Lock. So we're gonna let this mix for about 5 minutes or so, and then we're gonna add in the butter. Ooh, can you guys see? There we go. So focus. So you see how it's elastic and nice here? So now we know that it's ready to add in the butter. So pour that bad boy in. Okay, let's continue mixing for another 3 minutes or so and then we can check if it's ready to go. Didn't know why I paused there. Ignore me, please. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, before we walk off from this thing, remember the butter needs to be room temperature or else it won't mix nicely like this and it will take a lot longer than 3 minutes, okay? So while we wait, I am gonna grab a little bit to drink. How does passion fruit green tea sound? Because it's homemade, and if you guys are interested, leave me a comment below and I'll show you guys how to make it. Hey guys, I'm back and look at what I have. Look at this awesomeness. It tastes just like store-bought, and I don't know how much money I spent on buying this drink, but I have finally made up a very easy recipe that anyone can do it and it tastes just like it. So, like what I said, if you're interested, let me know. Okay, let's go back to bread making. I think it's about done. So let's stop this baby and have a feel. Okay, you see how it's very elastic? Oh my god, please focus. Okay. Give it a second. There we go. Okay, so nice and elastic and very soft to touch, so I think it's done. I like to just ferment everything in the mixing bowl because you know what? There's less things to wash and I don't like doing dishes. So I like to just quickly make this into a dough ball. Okay, so now you have a dough ball. Dump that baby in. And we are going to let it grow for about 45 to an hour. So 45 minutes to an hour, okay? I like to just cover it with a little plastic wrap. And then one thing I used to do is I cover the whole thing. I don't leave a little bit open, you know? So now I like to leave a little bit open, like a little crack for it to breathe. And then on top of that, I'm gonna give it a little blanket. So giving it a little blanket keeps it warm. So I have it like this, okay? You see my little contraption here? I don't know if you can see. I have the blanket, the plastic wrap, and the dough, and I'm gonna shove this whole thing into the oven and let it proof for about 45 minutes to an hour, or until it has doubled in size. So if the weather is warm, it might take a little less time. But right today, it's about, I don't know, 65 degree-ish. It's not too hot, not too warm, so it's gonna take about an hour. So I'll see you in an hour or until it has grown to the size we want. So this took me about 50 minutes to ferment. Or another great way to check, if you're new to my channel, I just like to cover my finger with a little flour, hook it in, and then if it doesn't bounce back, then we know that the dough is ready. So I like to first, excuse my setup here, I know some of you guys think that this is not the greatest setup, but this is the only place in my house that has better lighting because I have no other place to film, okay? So grab it. And then I like to just dust it with a little bit more flour. Not that the dough is sticky, it's not sticky at all as you can see, but I just like to dust a little, not too much. And then just lightly press all the air out. And then since I am going to use a loaf pan, and my loaf pan is about 10 inch or so, I am going to make it into 3 even baby dough. They're not that baby, but I'm going to make them into 3 even ones. So what I've done earlier is just make everything into a dough ball again. I don't know, I just like making dough balls. Sorry, I'm just kidding. We're gonna let these 3 little guys rest for 10 minutes. And it'll be easier for us to roll out. So you see how I've grabbed the 2 sides, tug it in, like tugging in your little babies. And then remember that plastic wrap I used earlier? I'm recycling, so we're not wasting anything. I like to cover all the sides, don't mind me. Hello again, so now we have let these rest for 10 minutes. The other 2, don't worry, they didn't run away, they're here sleeping. So I'm going to show you how I like to shape the loaf. So first, I like to roll it out into a rectangle. And then there's an imaginary line here. Fold that in. And roll it out again. See, I told you it's not sticky at all. This dough is great for beginners too. And it tastes great. But make sure the back looks pretty first. And then roll it out again. So remember I told you that I'm going to make a savory filling? I'm using green onion today. I just season it with a little bit of garlic powder and white pepper. And I have this brand of pork, dry pork basically. I don't know, Chinese people like this stuff. And I think it's super delicious. If you haven't tried this before, it tastes amazing with bread. It makes things taste so savory and so delicious. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of this. I like to evenly spread it. You can put it on top and roll it, but I like to see like a swirly effect when I cut it off. Do whatever you like, you know. This is your bread. You're gonna eat it. I'm not gonna eat it. So do whatever that makes you happy, you know? And I know this is my first time doing videos that are not voiceover. Let me know, how do you like this style, you know? Do you prefer voiceovers? Or do you like chit chat videos like these? Because I am very talkative. I just sometimes talk too much, you know? So I like to, so these are gonna be big breads, okay? They're not gonna be like tiny baby ones. I like things big. Okay, so you see how I left a little bit of room here? Because we're gonna tuck it in and we don't want too much filling there and it's gonna make it hard to tuck in. So I just like to grab the end and then roll it, roll it, roll it. Towards the end, I like to keep it nice. So, okay, so that's how one looks like. And I'll be right back. I forgot my baking pan. I'm gonna go grab it right now. So I don't know if I can see. I heavily buttered the whole pan, okay? Never trust non-stick pans because after a couple uses, they lose that coating and they're not as non-stick anymore. So I like to heavily butter it, and if I'm making like cakes, I like to flour it too, but since I'm making bread, I'm just gonna butter it and I'll leave the flour part away. So I'm just gonna grab the little pretty guy I made earlier and put it here. So now all three are shaped. So you see how one of them is bigger, one of them is smaller. It's okay. After they proof, they are going to all even out. I just like to push it in a little. And then it's like boop, boop, boop. And they are going to sleep again in the oven for another 45 minutes or until it's doubled in size and we are ready to bake them, okay? Hello peeps. Sorry that the lighting has already changed because it's 8:30 already. So we are going to finish this bad boy up. So after 40 minutes or so, you see how it has grown. And then I like it when it's about, you know, level with the cake rim. I mean, sorry, not the cake rim. With the bread pan rim. It's about there, you know. And then my oven has been already preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and then I just have one egg beaten up with a little bit of water. I think I put about 1.5 tablespoons in there. Just a little bit of water to thin it out, you know. Doesn't have to be really exact. So I'm just gonna lightly brush it with the egg wash. So after we're done with the egg wash, you can totally stop there. But, you know, I like to jazz things up just to make it look pretty for the photo, you know, or else nobody wants to watch my video, even though this is a great recipe. So I have a little sesame seeds here. Just a little, you know, garnish. And then we're gonna throw it into that preheated 350 degree oven for about 35 to 40 minutes or until it's done. Okay, so now the bread has been done baking. And then we're just gonna let it completely cool down, and then we're gonna slice it open and let you see how it looks inside. So the bread has been done cooling and I took it out the rack. Look at how beautiful this looks. It's so cute. Okay, are you guys ready? If you don't think that looks good, I don't know what looks good now. It is so soft, look. I highly recommend for you guys to try this recipe out because I'm gonna go grab a knife, cut this up, and then eat it while I'm editing this video. And I hope you guys subscribe to this channel if you haven't because I have many more awesome recipes coming up. And if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't, please let me know what I can do better. And I'll see you guys very soon. Bye!